Hello, welcome again to my channel. I'm Davy Jade and I'm here as a mystic and seer to give to you the channeled messages that come from our deities and angels. I share with you the different messages I receive: new moon, full moon, Sabbats, and also different kinds of energies and rocks, crystals, all kinds of things. So here we are in our full moon in May, and it's around the corner from the retrograde that we'll be beginning. 26 May 2021 is our full moon, and it's coupled with an eclipse. This is very important because a lot of people truly misunderstand the eclipses, and they feel like there's a lot of energy there and it's very erratic. And what I want to share with you is, no, I want you to envision that it is the moon energy, a very soft, a very watery energy that comes and embraces the sun. This is a teaching I gave this last week in our class, and it is so because I received that guidance last week and also at other times. Imagine, if you will, here's the sun in our solar system. It's taking care of every planet, all the stars, everything that's all in our universe. And then you have the planets that they have their own little moons around them. And when they also have their eclipses and such, all of that energy is toned down to give the sun a rest. It's like a warm bath. Somebody's coming and they're putting in the water of that nice soft moon energy and embracing the sun. Now, there may be those that disagree with me, but actually anytime we stand under a full moon and we're quiet, we get that energy. It's very soft and full, and that's the combination of the sun and the moon. And when the two of those come together, fire and water, well, at one point, many beautiful islands have been created. Is that not so? And also, from the fiery energy of a seed into the womb of the mother that's watery, a baby is born. And that is the same thing with our planets. So this is a good time for us to prepare for the retrograde that's coming, and know that those seeds that you can plant this time will burst forth 3.5 weeks after the retrograde. Yes, I'm including that a little bit because it's very, very important that we don't do too much. We want this a little more quiet and more sensuous feeling, because now that we're in May, and of course May is Taurus. Taurus can bulldoze through things if we want to, but at the other part of it, I always think of Ferdinand the Bull, where he was just very fine with where he was sitting, and he didn't feel like he had to run forward or make anything happen. He just took time to smell the flowers. I love that story. That's what is important this time. It's important for us to light a candle, have one of those moon baths. Now, this just came to me as the channeling. What about capturing moon water? Do we want to do that? You can do that. That's not for you to use lightly when you do it. So how do you do it? You can get a quartz crystal if you want to magnetize that to yourself and create the space when you dedicate that water to what it is in your life as a goal. You can get a quartz crystal and you can use that for love, and it'll increase the love within yourself, because this year is truly about walking our talk, walking with impeccability. Yep, we were looking at that word, impeccability, what is that? It is for us to walk in a way that's true to ourselves, moving forward with what works for us. Being impeccable with our word that would be something to use that moon water for. So I'm going to get back to that. What could you do? I'd get a little mason jar, a little jam jar maybe that you've saved, and then I would put some, you could put distilled water in there, purified water in there. You know, don't put a lot of processed water in there. And I would fill it about halfway, and I would put your stone in there, whichever one you picked, whether it was the rose quartz or the crystal quartz. Now remember, you don't have to have a big stone. It could be a tiny little stone. Okay, and then I would put it into the water. I would not cover it. I would put it out under the moonlight. Now, if you're living in an apartment or you're living in a space where you can't get directly outside to put it out there so the moon can really intensify during the eclipse, well, I would put it at least in a windowsill. If you don't have that, then it's okay. You are still going to be able to receive that energy. It does come through the buildings, whether we would like to think so or not. We can receive the energy. So once you have that and you set it outside, you don't need to do 10 of them. You know, I mean, relegate it to maybe a maximum of 3. Okay, but even at that, you don't need to, because once we make this moon water, and we will use it sparingly for certain things we do to help us along. It'll be like a blessing of the sun and the moon coming together over the course of this 3.5 weeks, and as far as you have that water with you. Please let it just sit there, maybe for the length of the eclipse. Oh my gosh, what if I don't get it in there at the very first time and when I'm supposed to be getting out there? Please don't bring that energy into it. Just flow with it. If you get it out there for the last 10 minutes, then great. If you're like looking around in the sky and wondering where it is, just put it under, because really the moon and the sun know where it goes, and it shines everywhere. It doesn't really matter where you put it when it comes to being outdoors. So put it out there for the length of that eclipse, and then you'll have captured that moon energy. You'll want to put the lid on there and put it inside and put it in a more dark space on your altar. And if your altar's like a lot of light comes in on it, then maybe put it into one of your special drawers where you keep certain things that are important to you. So after that, leave it there for about 24 more hours. This is after the eclipse, after that particular thing you did, because this is our full moon channeling and I'm getting it straight down. Then what you'll want to do is do not take the rock out in particular. Okay, you can if you want to, if you really feel like, oh no, I can't just leave that in there forever. If you don't want to do that, take the rock out, put it on your altar, and that will have been full of that energy. Make sure that you hold it and program it. What does that mean? You just want to hold it. If it's, again, a rose quartz, then please do it for self-love. That's the counsel I'm receiving. I would not do it for you coming together with some partner of some sort. This is about self-care, self-love. So you'll want to do that. And then you want to hold the rock to your third eye so that we have that energy of inspiration and guidance. It's going to come through. Then we're going to blow on it with a sound, not a sound, a ha sound, very soft, okay, like we're polishing a mirror. And then once you do that, you'll have brought breath, your own breath into that, put it to your heart, hold it there, and program the rock. And remember which rock it is, because some of us have a lot, and put it near your bed so that that energy will go on to you continuously. No, it's not going to go away, okay? It's not going to fade out. Once the rock absorbs that, it's absorbing the moon, it's absorbing the sun. It will stay there for you, okay? So the second one is, now what do we do with the water? Put the lid on it and you'll put it on your altar, and you'll use it occasionally for yourself. You know, you can take a little dropper maybe and pull it out and put it on your third eye and just kind of let it go down your face, or you can put it at your throat and let it go down this way. You can put it at your heart and let it go down this way. You know, whatever, wherever you decide to, third eye, throat, heart, the water will go where it needs. Now, what about the top of my head? Sure, if you feel like you need to do it at the top of your head, that is also good. Well, what is the water? Well, the sun and the moon, because they brought together the feminine and the masculine, we have a balance. So it will already know what it's meant to do for you. Trust the universe is always working for you. Trust that it will just automatically cleanse you and assist you in your journey on Mother Gaia, this beautiful planet that we walk upon. What do? Can I water my plants with it? Can I do this with it? Can I do that with it? Again, this is about self-care. So when you have that moon water, use it sparingly. I would get a little, I mean, do you dip your fingers in it and do this? I would say if you can get a dropper, that'd be great, or a tiny little spoon and do it, something. We're very, very creative. I managed to find anything around the house, and it almost as if it reveals itself to me, and I say, woo, that's great. It found me. So the last thing is, do I do a candle on this full moon? Yes, you do. The candle that you want to use this time is white. I'm receiving that. If you have glitter, that would be great. Okay, if you don't, and it would be gold glitter, by the way. If you don't, then use olive oil anyway. On the side, what you want to do is tip the candle to the side and scry in the side, oneness. That's what's coming to me. Because again, with the sun and the moon coming together, they become one. And we want to be one with them. So put oneness on there. Put the olive oil on there. If you have your own oils, I think I would suggest something such as, I know some people really like bergamot, so absolutely. Some people really enjoy having lavender, that's good too. I'm gonna leave this up to you. Whatever you're feeling, put that on the candle. Remember, we're gonna scry oneness on there. It's not an intent for money. It's not an intent for anyone except and only for yourself, because we are accepting ourselves. It's the oneness. When you put it on your altar and your moon water is out there under this eclipse, then what you'll want to do is you'll want to sit with that candle as I've instructed before. You'll light it, you'll dedicate it to your deities, to your angels, to your guides, to your highest self, and you'll sit with it. You'll just focus gently on oneness. If thoughts come by, just honor them, just like little butterflies. They're flying around. And when we see butterflies, we always want them to lie on our finger, don't we? We're kind of hoping. Sometimes they do. But we just kind of focus with it, and then we let go. And that's the way to do a meditative candle. Do we put in our thoughts? What should I think? What should I be doing? What should I be focusing on? No. It's not necessary to do that, because even as the moon is out there, it asks nothing of us. The sun asks nothing of us. And yet we're one with them. This is what you'll be doing when you're doing your candle. You're going to be one with the flame, which is the sun. You're going to be yourself, quiet, which is the moon, and that oneness. So we have it from every direction. Yes. Now, allow yourself, I'm wiggling because Maybe people get a little bit wiggly at times, and that's okay. Quiet self, silent self, smile just gently to yourself. And sometimes I've been also instructed, if you're feeling a bit fidgety, just kind of hold yourself and rock a little bit. And just allow yourself to be more quiet. Occasionally a small smile, opening your eyes to gaze at the flame, and you'll become more and more one. Listening to your body, the body that you're in. And even as you receive yourself and become more quiet, you'll hear your heart more than likely in your ears. You might put a hand to the high heart and the other one to embrace it, feeling that quietness. Enjoy this full moon. Watch this video a few times through so that you'll be able to receive the guidance. Remember, everything isn't about doing things perfect. That's the mind. Do things. It's not doing. It's always being. Thank you again. And when we get together, please do subscribe to my channel. I totally appreciate it. Tell your friends. I would very much appreciate if you share, and it will assist us all in our oneness. Thank you so much. And a meditation will follow. Happy full moon. Happy eclipse.